Okay, we've had a Ford F-150 towed in. Just walking out here to kind of see what's going on with it. I think this is a 2010. Backstory is, there's the coils laying on the floor, and the spark plugs. Backstory is, it wouldn't start. He took it to Ford dealer. They told him he needed a starter because it wouldn't start, it wouldn't crank over. And he said, okay, go ahead and put a starter on it. They called him back and then said it needed a new motor. So he told him to stop. Supposedly they did a compression test on it or something, and it needed a motor. So I don't know if it's locked up or how they do a compression test on it if it's locked up. I don't know, kind of confused on this one. They said it wouldn't crank over at all, and then had it towed to them. They told him a starter. If the battery hooked up on it. Yep. See if it'll crank. Oh, battery is dead. Okay. Well, so I'll have to probably just pull it in. Look at it inside. Okay, I got it inside. I put a different battery on it. All it will do, see if I can get in here and try it. This clicks. So now I'll get it up in the air. Look at the starter. Well, it's got a new starter on it. So the engine's locked up. Let's see if I can get a pry bar on it here, or a socket, ratchet, see if I can turn it by hand. It's turning. What the heck? So as I'm turning this thing, I hear a clanking noise back here. The flywheel bolts are out of it. This is getting weirder and weirder. They do got this hooked up right, I guess. Okay, look here. I was getting ready to take that starter out. But look here. Ground wire. Ground wire off. It's supposed to hook up here. They didn't hook that back up when they put that new starter on. Could that be the whole problem? I was trying to sell him an engine over that. Well, I'll get this hooked back up. I'll get me some torque converter bolts because they're missing. They're missing down here. Since I got the plugs out, I'll just do a compression test if I can get it to spin over. See what happens. I put that ground wire on. I put some torque converter nuts on. I'm just going to see if it'll crank now. Nope, same thing, just click. Okay, move on to checking something else. Okay, I made a rookie mistake. I had voltage down at the starter, but I failed to check for voltage drop. That's what we got going on, because I know, because I come over here like this, I'll simulate this for you. Come over here like this. Oh, that wire was red hot. And that's the wire that's going to the starter down here. But as you can see, I cut this back. You can see all the corrosion in it. It's kind of a weird setup they got going here with that. But that wire is, that battery cable wire is made in with that harness, that main harness there. So I think I'll just try to cut this off. Maybe if it's not corroded real bad. Try to do like a quick repair on it, just so I can get the engine to crank over, because I still don't know if this engine's any good or not. That way I can at least do a compression test on it. This is a bad thing. This is the thing you get into when somebody else works on something. You don't know what they did, why they did it. So you basically just got to go through everything again. Anyway, let me get that fixed. Okay, just got that attached there like that. It's kind of a flimsy little deal. I don't like it. I may suggest they buy that new cable. Man, that thing is made in that wiring harness. Anyway, I just want to see if this thing will crank over so I can do a compression test. So let's try it. I haven't tried it yet. Get in here to the key. And it is cranking over. So now I can run a compression test. Let me see what all they took off down here on the floor. Why would they have the torque converter nuts off of it? And that shield that's under there is missing. And I don't see no shield, no torque converter nuts in here. Sounds kind of fishy. Anyway, let me do a compression test. Before I do a compression test on this, I decided to take a camera and run it down each one of these cylinders, because I know for a fact, because I've seen it multiple times. When people pull these coils and these plugs out, they don't blow the spark plug tube hose out. Whatever trash is around this, they pull this out, it all falls down in there, and they remove the plug, and that trash falls down on the piston. And sure enough, here on cylinders 5 and 6, looks like we got some trash in it. Here is cylinder number 5. I'm fixing to run a camera down at it, run it through the spark plug hole. You see that white? It's kind of a white piece of something laying down there on top of the piston. I don't know what that is, if that's just a piece of grass or... Can't get really close to it because it's on the side. Let's try number 6. Number 6 is a little harder to see. Put down in it. Right there, a little white piece of something right there beside the piston. Right down in here. Trying to get the glare out of it. See if I can get a little closer. I don't know. Right there on top of that cylinder, it looks like a shiny spot. Right up in here, like something was pecking on it. I've seen little rocks and stuff fall in these cylinders from them not being cleaned out or blowed out. I'll try to get them out of there. I don't know how. Maybe blow some air in there and see if I can blow them out. Okay, that was just little pieces of grass is what that was. So I don't think it's gonna bother anything. I blew it out the best I could. So I'm gonna do a compression test. I'll just start with since I'm over here, I'll start with number 5. $170. It's good. Yeah, see, it came up quite a bit. It's like 180. Well, I think compression is good. I don't see anything wrong with compression. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put all the spark plugs back in this thing, put coil packs on, and see if it'll fire up. And see, does it really need an engine? We'll find out. I've got all the plugs and the coils all in place, got everything plugged up. So now I'm going to start it up. I have not started it up yet. So what I hear and see is what you're going to hear and see for the first time. It seems to be running pretty good. Let me give it a little bit of RPMs here. I like to reach in there with this pry bar because I can't get that door open. Hit the accelerator. Down here. We got oil pressure. Yeah, we do have oil pressure. It's right here. Looks good. It actually sounds dang good. I just did. There's a dang on that too. Okay. I don't know why they told him it needed the engine. I don't think they did it on purpose. And yeah, I know the stories about shops and stuff will sell people stuff that they don't need. By looking at it, by my judgment of it, of things that wasn't hooked up, things that were missing, like the torque converter nuts off of it. I have no idea that one of the bolts for the starter, it didn't have a mounting bolt in it. They had one in it, but it was a little bitty short bolt about this big, and they just stuck it in the hole. Just stuff like that. The ground being unhooked. I just refuse to believe they did that on purpose. You know, telling him that it needed a motor. I think it come down to inexperience. Inexperienced mechanic did it, and he probably thought, yeah, it needs a motor. You know, that was his conclusion. It was either that or it was complete incompetence. But I've been both sides. I've been the mechanic and the owner with employees. And I'm no better than the mechanic down the road. I'm not anything special, but I do try hard. Don't know how hard they try, but anyway, I think I saved this guy quite a bit of money because I was pricing him new motors. He was going to put a motor in it, and just decided to check it before we started yanking the motor out. Anyway, if you like this video, like and subscribe.